So here's the big question. What does it mean to actually be a pitmaster? I mean, we hear that term thrown around in the barbecue industry like crazy. But what does it actually mean? So on this podcast, we're going to take you on a journey to teach you what it means to actually be a pitmaster. We're going to talk about building pits. We're going to talk about cooking on pits. We're going to talk about cooking for the masses. We're going to talk about how to make money in the barbecue industry. Join us in this journey.
Hey everybody, this is Frank Cox. You're listening to the BBQ CULTure Podcast. I'm on my way home here. It's Thursday night. We just got done with a barn burner day down here at Smoker Builder HQ, and lots of amazing things have been happening. You know, I love these times in the spring like this when when everything's coming alive and fishing starts and hunting starts. It's turkey season, crappie season, everything's going crazy right now. Barbecue season's kicking off. It's a beautiful day outside, hopefully we're gonna have a beautiful weekend, do some cooking. And I'm driving along here, and I don't know, it's about 9 o'clock at night Central Time here, and I'm driving on my way home, and I was just listening to a podcast by one of my mentors, somebody I really like to listen to. And mentors are very important to us in our journey as humans. And it's not always that these mentors even know who we are. You don't have to necessarily sit down with the guy. Mentors can be anybody that you're observing and learning from and things like that. And this person that I'm listening to, he said this phrase that just, it blew my mind a little bit, and I wanted to share on that a little bit, because as you know, what we're doing with this podcast is we're teaching people what it means to become a pitmaster. And some of these episodes are pretty technical, some of them are pretty spontaneous, like this one. Heck, I don't even know if the audio is going to turn out all the time on these, but I'll give it my best. And what this guy said was so parallel to what our current mission is at Smoker Builder, and the reason that we're starting this podcast. So I wanted to talk about it. What this guy actually said is, he said the phrase breaking the chains. Okay, now to me that means a lot, just about my journey and where I've been and where I came from, and all the places I've been and things I've done. And my favorite thing out of everything I've ever done has been barbecue. I have some of my greatest friendships were formed in the barbecue industry. Like I talked in the first episode about people coming to Smoker Builder HQ over the years. I think about the other communities I've been involved in. For instance, I'll name one. I was very heavy in the waterfowl industry for a little while, and observations between the waterfowl industry, like hunting ducks and geese and all that, and I was in the professional area of that for a while, and looking at the barbecue industry in comparison, the industries are so 180 degrees different. I mean, barbecue's an irrational passion. Yeah, waterfowl hunting is an irrational passion too. That's what it's literally called, because people will invest an incredible amount of money. Look at these people that are buying these big, huge competition rigs and stuff for enjoyment. And waterfowl industry, my shotgun's a $1,200, $1,500 shotgun these days, and I've done mods to it. So people spend ridiculous amounts of money on things. So, but the part of it that's different is the way that people in the industry relate to each other. So you might have in the waterfowl industry 2 guys that make duck calls, 2 guys that make mouth calls for hunting geese. And those guys might be acquaintances, but they're not necessarily best friends. Now, you might have two pit builders in the barbecue industry that their shops are next door to each other. I mean, true story. They help each other out. Rub manufacturers. How many guys do you see that hang out together that all have their own rub business? I'm saying a lot. Anyway, but these friendships are formed in the barbecue industry, and they last forever, right? So that's what we're building here with the barbecue culture. We want people to join in and build relationships and fellowship and immerse themselves in the culture of barbecue. So how does that relate to breaking the chains? Okay, so the statement breaking the chains to me is more of a generational thing. That's where it gets powerful right there, because if you think back about like where barbecue began, and the thing that blows my mind is who's the first guy that actually cured meat? Who's the first guy that cured bacon? Who's the first guy that did whatever it is? And people eat that, right? And that knowledge has been passed on for who knows how long. Everybody's always had to preserve meat as long as we've been eating meat. So how is it possible that information has been passed down? Well, it's only through one thing. It's through fellowship and communication and community and networking and culture, right? So with breaking the chains goes is there are actually people out there that have never lit a fire in their life because their dad never lit a fire and their dad never lit a fire. Eating for them was more of a necessity rather than an enjoyable experience. Welding and grinding and building in the shop and creating things was actually more of a necessity because we had to have income. We had to make money. We had to feed our families. It wasn't really enjoyable. Well, that's what's different about the barbecue industry. I enjoy every moment of this business that I'm in. I enjoy every moment I'm in front of a pit. I enjoy every moment I'm talking to customers or talking to true story. I love this one and I love to tell it. I literally taught a man in Kenya, Africa, how to make street tacos. I did, on the phone. The man bought a set of plans from me, from Smoker Builder. We taught him how to build a pit. We taught him how to be in the barbecue business over there. He told me, cows over here aren't like cows in the U.S. They're pretty bony. They don't have a lot of meat. When we cut a cow up, we got to cook the whole thing in one shot because, we just got to, it's not going to keep very long. The meat's not as good a quality. And that blew my mind. But we have opportunities to connect with people like that around the world. And we're able to, through the barbecue community, that we're able to teach people what we know, and we're able to, who knows what that man, I hope the man is successful. Heck, I hope the guy has a chain of barbecue restaurants now in Kenya. That would blow my mind, because I was able to take a little bit of my knowledge and share that with that man. And I was able to take something that I take for granted, like cooking street tacos in a disco. I told him, don't you guys have tractors over there? Well, yeah, sure, we have tractors. Okay, well, do you plow fields? Yeah, sure, we plow fields. Well, those discs that are on the tractors, you can take those and clean them up, get them down to raw steel, and you can plug the hole in it. Well, you've got to walk. That's what that is. It's a Southwest thing, but we call them discadas or discos up here. And I said, all you got to do is smoke that cow, get him up about medium rare or whatever you want, and then take that thing and cut him up and, make you some street tacos or whatever out of it. And because he was wanting to do the mobile food business over there is what he was hoping to do. So I'm not saying all that to toot my own horn. What I'm actually saying is that is what's addictive about the barbecue culture, is that we can connect in this unbelievable, very unique way through the barbecue industry. There's always possibilities for you to have a side hack and make a little bit of money, or just have fun on the weekends and be with your buddies. There's everything, like, it's a pivot point in relationships, food and barbecue, and it's built around it. People go watch football, but what do? They cook, they tailgate, you see. So would football be the same without cooking and tailgating and having a grill out in the parking lot at the Arrowhead Stadium or whatever? Well, it maybe for some people, but most everybody's going to eat a hot dog, even if they're not tailgating, you know. That's powerful. So anyway, break the chains in your life. Grab the closest piece of meat you can find, or whatever you got handy. If you don't have a grill, go buy one. If you don't want to buy one, hang out with us and learn how to build one. Get on smokerbuilder.com, go to the forums, dig through the huge, gigantic amounts of information, and learn how to build. Just start with bricks. Who cares? Just get out there and build a brick pit, you know, and get you some old tin or something and hang over the top of that thing and block it off. Heck, plywood works. Get something out there, burn some wood, charcoal, cook something up, you know. Break the chains. Don't be a Vegematic anymore. That's what the barbecue pit boys call it, a Vegematic. Don't go out to eat no more. Sit there at the house with your family, with your friends, cook it up. Break the chains. Hey everybody, I really enjoyed this one. I like the spontaneous podcasts. Hope you're enjoying this podcast with me. Make sure and hit the stars. Tell me how good I am or how bad I am. I don't even care. But I'd sure like to know. And maybe leave me a comment down there on the review part. We're going to teach you something here. Have a good evening.